Very important to know that it's not a soccer event, it's a soccer business event. So all the industries around the business of soccer, we host an event for them. So last year we had like 1,800. This year we had like 1,250. We had this big campaign set up where we're spending money on ads, and that's the last page where they're gonna buy. We weren't able to see the promo code at the time. Same day, or I think it was like one day later, it was done. And we were so grateful because it rescued the campaign because it wasn't converting because of that. The development team has been excellent.
Alright, Joel. So, starting out with, if you could give me like a 1 minute brief about your event and what were its main goals.
All right, so we are SoccerX, and what we do is we host events for the soccer business industry. Very important to know that it's not a soccer event, it's a soccer business event. So we have, like, for example, the owners of clubs, the owners of stadiums, the owners of businesses that supply the teams. We have therapeutic type people that will help with sports, massages, that kind of thing. So all the industries around the business of soccer, we host an event for them. We have attendees, we have rights holders, which are people who just show up for free. We have exhibitors, we have partners, which are people who just want to advertise, right? And we have speakers. We'll have, like, a studio with ongoing talks and stuff. And so we use a lot of the functionality that you guys have. I think even the abstracts could help, but we've actually never used that. But for the most part, that's what we do, and that's why I guess Eventify feels like a good fit for us,
And
So
Joel, what would the tentative attendee count be at your event?
what type of attendee cannot be at our event?
No, what would the tentative attendee count or the attendance be at your event?
Oh, so last year we had like 1,800. This year we had like 1,250.
Okay. Oh, that's quite a that's quite a big number. Joel, so when you are organizing an event of this scale, what are some common challenges or obstacles that you face? It could be during the planning or the execution process.
I think data management is one where we have, and especially because we do have to distribute it internally amongst the team. So there might be one rep who dealt with an exhibitor, for example, and he talks to the guy all the time, but he doesn't realize that the rest of the team needs their logo to put them on social media, or that somebody's looking for the contract in order to see if that person is going to be on the brochure or not, like that kind of thing.
To manage these operations, was there any event technology you were using before Eventify?
We used a bunch of them, and it was always on a one-time basis, like just for this event. And we would always mark them as platform partners or something like that, right? Like app partner, something like that. We've had some that are not a good fit. We've had some that are a great fit, but super expensive. Like their pricing structure was not worth it for us. Like the way that they did their pricing didn't work out for us. And we've had some that are just not even close to what we need. People tend to say, like, the app didn't work. We had some that were close, but in the ways that they were not good was just a deal breaker for us. So let me give you an example. A lot of our attendees, they want to be able to browse by company, right? Like not just by attendee, because they don't know anybody's name. Plus, like, the names are kind of interchangeable. They want to know who's the representative this year from FIFA or from this big organization or that organization. It's not the name that matters that much. It's more like the companies, right? Sometimes, like, and so there was some apps that had like zero visibility to the company until you were inside the contact, and that doesn't work out for us. So, like, that's one example of, like, things that we have encountered.
And
So
when it comes to transitioning to Eventify, what was the experience like in terms of adoption for the entire team, in terms of ease of use?
I'm the main one in charge, and and I've been doing it for like every year. So every year I kind of like gear up to like, all right, let's learn this platform and see what's going on. This year, or a few years ago when we started with Eventify, um, there was a small learning curve just because it's different from every other platform, right? Like that's to be expected. But once I learned it, it was very easy to then show the rest of my team how to use it. And everybody had like small parts like that they would do. Like if they're an admin, they had like small parts, and we adapted our workflow based on what's available in Eventify. So for example, we deal a lot with the list of attendees. And in some platforms, I'm able to connect directly, and like the attendees flow to our CRM, and we can do mailers and all that kind of stuff. For a little while in Eventify, we've been like exporting and just importing, but that's simple enough. It's like, okay, you just need to export a fresh list and import it into the CRM. I think that the issue we had with that specific process, that example, with Eventify was not with Eventify, but with Salesforce, which is our CRM. Mm-hmm. We have recently changed CRMs to HubSpot, and I think that this year we're going to be able to automate that process of like attendees showing up on a list in HubSpot. So even the things that we couldn't learn like right away, I think we're like starting to learn. And one of the things that I put on the feedback form, which I really mean it, was that the development team has been excellent. If you guys look at our ticket sheet, like our tickets that we submit, there's a bunch of stuff on there where, I go ahead and I explain like, look guys, this is the reason why we need this, and sure enough, they say, okay, let's take a look. And I would say 50% of the time, it's something that you guys end up developing. There was even an instance where I got a no from you guys, like, okay, we're not in a position to do that right now, or something similar. And later I came to find out that you guys developed it anyways, like silently without even mentioning to me. So I was like, awesome. Okay. So it feels good to know that you guys like listen.
So glad that's been your experience. And Joel, when it comes to obviously the support side and the dev side has been great for you, but when it comes to certain features that you used, do any come to mind that you felt were a game changer for your event?
That already existed or that you guys did for us?
That existed, that you used.
I would say like overall, it's more about the user friendliness of the application. So as long as you're on a browser, I know mobile's not supported, some other browsers are not supported, but as long as you're on a browser that's supported, it's very easy to navigate and find what you're looking for the most part. I would say that user friendliness is one of the biggest game changers, because we've worked with a lot of CRM ticketing things which are not easy to use.
And what was the attendee experience like when it comes to interacting with the technology?
I'm happy to report that the attendees, for the most part, were able to also like engage with the community aspects and like the posting aspect. I think the gamification, we're not using it to its full advantage, but I think enough people see it where like there's like traction and movement. I feel like a good percentage of the people who actually use the app are able to figure it out on their own, which goes back to like ease of use and user friendliness on that side as well. So
when you are managing an event with 1,200, 1,300 people, on the day of event, sometimes spontaneous challenges do come up. So was there ever a moment during your event when you felt like, okay, I'm glad I'm using Eventify because this particular obstacle is easier to navigate because of it?
I don't know if it's optimized or not. Like I could see like where maybe this particular thing might not be the thing for everybody, but for me, the way that the badges work, we purchased like printers that are compatible with your system, and we've designed the badges like the same way each time. And the way that the badges works is pretty seamless and easy. So we were able to get like volunteers, for example, day of, that wanted to help us with registration. I would just set them up on their phone, create like an admin account for them, set them up on their phone, and they were able to help us print immediately. Like as people came in, what's your name, sir? Okay, they would find the badge, press print, and it would come out. So that was really good. That worked out really well for us.
Joel, how do you define success for your event?
As the IT guy, I need the data to flow properly. I need the data to be collected, displayed accurately, available when we need it. Like all those kinds of things like matter to me. And so the robustness of the software was good. So I feel like I can rely on it because we've had some where names go missing or like, like we just don't understand what's happening in the data, and we have to question it, and that's never a good thing. At least with this, it's not usually an issue of questioning the robustness of the data. It's more about how do you do something, can you or not. That's it.
Joel, if there was one thing that you could tell probably another event manager about Eventify, what would that be?
It's easy to use. It's like it's very straightforward, and so I would recommend it. At least the main features that any event planner, event organizer would need. It has them all. It probably has more than what most people need. And at least if you're doing an event like the one like the type that we're doing, it's probably just perfect fit.
So Joel, that brings me to my last question, which is you are working in the event space actively, also in the IT function. What do you see as the future of event technology?
I've seen a lot of gimmicky stuff. Like I said, we've used a lot of software. Some people try to use like the gamify thing, like on the spot, like where are you within the building, and like crazy like technology, but people don't end up using it that much, right? Like it sounds cool, like in theory, but people don't use it that much. So I think that the real future of event technology would probably be just even more reliability and ease of use, which is where you guys are like aligned with, right? Like it's just more about like not even having to think about it. A lot of the data flows the way it needs to flow, and you can rely on it, which is not true for every software. So I've seen the gimmicks, like a lot of like, oh, this cool new tech thing, and it just people don't use it. There is one cool thing that I've seen that you don't have to have people quote unquote use it. It just if it's there, it's amazing, which is facial recognition for pictures in events that sends you text messages.
Yeah.
That right there, I think there's a big future in that. And the reason why I say you don't need to have everybody use this because as soon as you get the person's phone number and send them the image, they have a link, and it's going to be the same link where they can see all the pictures where their face has been recognized. There's nothing to adopt. It's just I click the link and there I am. And so that could be a future for event technology that I would see.
All right, great. That's great perspective and great for product roadmaps also. So Joel, that's it for the questions that I had for you. But is there anything else that you would like to add on?
No, just thank you to your dev team, I guess, because like the best example that I have is when we had the ticketing page, which shows the tickets. We had this big campaign set up where we're spending money on ads, and that's the last page where they're gonna buy. And we're trying to give them a promo code, and you can't even see the promo code. Like we weren't able to see the promo code at the time. So we asked the guys, like kind of in an emergency situation, like, guys, we're putting a lot of money and we need that final page to at least show the promo code, like cross it off and say you're saving this much, like help us out here. And same day, or I think it was like one day later, it was done, and we were so grateful because the money that we put in, it started seeing results. Like it's a marketing landing page thing. It's not a developer thing, but it's really important, and it's not something I could do on my end. So the fact that they were able to do it and like rescue the campaign because it wasn't converting because of that was really good.
All right, great. So glad that's been your experience, Joel. Great talking
Yeah.
to you. Thank you so much for taking out time when doing this. Thank you. I hope you have a great day ahead.